Leadership at the Walt Disney Company is in a real pickle today. They tried to touch the sun, but instead, they wished upon a star that was far too away for them. What are we talking about? Dana Walden, Pitaro, DeMauro, and Alan Bergman, all unlikely now to become CEO of the company after Bob Iger leaves. And there's a big problem with that. They have nowhere to go. We'll explain why it's an end of the road for these four potential CEOs. Howdy, folks. Happy to have you here with us. It's the Pro Channel, and, well, we're loving bringing you the latest with the analysis that you so need. Folks, we ask that you click the like button as we get started with the kind of analysis that you just simply cannot find anywhere else.
A lot of things have been discussed that I'm sitting there going, yeah, but. First of all, to that issue about Mr. Netflix wanting the job, that's true of everybody that's being mentioned. Would you want to walk in on this mess? I don't know. If you're doing well what you're doing and you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Oh, boy, I could be. The good news is they want me as CEO of Disney. The bad news is they want me as CEO of Disney. Because when Andre so sagaciously talked about you need somebody to be able to, slash through with a knife and cut the deadwood, but you also need somebody who can run it after you've done that and put the pieces back together. That issue of do I want to work for those guys even with this CEO applies to all the other positions below it.
There's one more thing at Disney, but
yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
No, that's okay.
Just real quick. Also, the thing with Sarandos and literally everyone else, as I said, you need an absolute killer. What if you're not allowed to? What if you go in, you're expected to fix things, but you do not have the board support to do what you know is right? Then what can you do? If you go in and suddenly you're a lame duck CEO, that's what I think is going to happen to anyone who isn't an absolute hatchet man. But
and then there's one other question, Andre, that I would love your input on. If they pick any of these people, and I've been saying for years they got to go outside because the inside is so internally corrupt. Yeah. Aside from ability, just on all the favors owed and won, and what happens to those fabulous foursome that were in the running? Where does Josh tomorrow go if he wants to walk away saying, well, they're not going to make me any further, so I guess I either have to stay here and get forgotten or find something else? Well, what else is there? Universal doesn't want or need him. And who's left? The people in the Midwest on I-40? I mean, in other words, when you've gotten that high, and it's certainly true for Dana Walden and Jimmy Pitaro and what's his name? The other movie guy.
Alan Bergman.
Yeah. And where do they go? Where do they go from here? Because if you don't get picked, it's kind of like the Marine Corps, either promoted or retired.
That's why making that list public, Lou, I think was a real problem. Because it's going to give a perception to anybody else that follows that, while Disney didn't want them and they're not doing very well, they didn't want any of these guys. These aren't hot shots. These aren't superstars. And I would agree with that assessment.
Yes.
But making it public was a problem for them. And I don't think the three people that, if they were going to choose from those four, the three people that weren't going to get picked, I don't think they're in a good position after that.
No, they absolutely have to go somewhere else and do something else. And I don't know if they're all exactly in the 7 yachts and 3 houses.
There's the IHOP in Nevada.
That's true. I have one point, though, Lou, and I want to see if you agree. If you are co-CEO at Netflix right now and you just did something extraordinary, you doubled the number of ad tier subscribers to 70 million very rapidly. It's something that is, I think, nearly unheard of. You've launched this company back to in the right direction where you want to be, approaching, we've got to split again kind of a stock rate, right? So stock, level. Why would you backtrack to, I have to clean up an absolute disaster, and as you pointed out, potentially with zero support and no willpower to remove the infrastructure that was placed in here, which has been, destroying the company from within because of its cultural movement? Why would I do that? You're not going to get the kind of assurances you need at a CEO with a board that's stat controlling, that's all handpicked by, the folks like Vanguard and BlackRock and so on and so forth.
It's like, and I don't know who these people were or when it happened, but it's like whoever took 7-Eleven or a Dollar General to the top, getting there and saying, you know what, this has been fun, but what I really want to do is go down to Manny's Bodega on 34th and whatever and start from scratch there, because that would be a challenge. Oh, yeah?
So let's talk about where these four internals go, since it's unlikely that they are going to be selected as the CEO. Walden, as we've said, her only reason for doing what she does is because of Kamala Harris. Now that that's gone, Dana has nothing to offer Disney. She's performed abysmally over streaming. You've got Bergman. I think Bergman has the strongest place that he can land, because he can say that he was an architect behind Marvel. So he's over the movie, so he's got a shot. Pitaro, I think, is the second person with the strongest chance. But really, after you leave ESPN, where do you go? ESPN is the leader in sports. It's not just their logo, or slogan, it's real. So wherever he goes, it's a downgrade. But I think Dana Walden and Josh D'Amaro are the real losers here. Josh D'Amaro, whether or not he's been led by Iger to do these things, he's really damaged the parks. So who wants the guy who caused them to lose the crown?
Who broke the one part that was working.
Right. Who's going to want that guy?
And Dana is doubly screwed, because had it gone the other way, the place to go up from here, even from CEO of Disney, would have been head of the DNC. But that's not going to happen.
But she also has another problem there, Lou, in the fact that she's riding the aging mare of the network side of things. She's not going to be able to lift herself out of that. I mean, everybody's going to try to depart or extricate themselves from the network garbage and cable garbage that they control. You think Dana wants to be left with that? I mean, that's all she'll have.
And I don't know if any of you saw in the back channels that we have, but I posted an article this morning that basically started talking about something I've been talking about here for over a year, which is this. They're saying that the money is so bad at MSNBC, NBC, all of the owned by Universal, Comcast TV shows, channels, all of these cable news networks that are so far left, their ad money is vaporizing now that the election is over, that they may spin all of that off because they don't need the aggravation. Well, I said that back when we were into the whole beginnings of the what turned out to be the Reedy Creek demise, which was if Chapek said he was only responding to their cast members, Universal's got the same cast members as far as day-to-day people in the parks. They were of the same size, and they were told, sit down, shut up, we're not in the politics business. Well, yes, you are. And maybe you don't need that aggravation. So when we talk about the end of linear TV or the end of the old cable model being renewed as the new streaming model, it's going to start with the political channels. It's going to start there, and they're going to go away. Well, what does that say about ABC? What does that say about CBS with the 60 Minutes game? And then the question becomes, if you are strictly ABC or CBS or NBC, forget about theme parks and cable networks and all the rest of it, can you survive without the news side as a network? Because the main reason the affiliates are affiliated is to get that cachet of the news and major stuff to add to their local stuff. But if that's no longer of value, what the hell? I might as well just be a local station and sell ads to the hardware store, and I'll do better without the aggravation. So,
well, I've seen the light because of your commentary. Dana Walden, you're the next head of CNN. Congratulations. Just as it goes down.
Hey, listen, you guys following this stuff, there was this brief moment, I don't know whether I was dreaming or not, when what's his name at Warner's installed a conservative to run CNN, and then he got run out of the place. Like he was only there briefly. What happened? Like CNN like return to its?
Well, there's your
Bizarre.
example of would you take the job if the board was going to cut you short?
Well,
You should
okay,
have
so
known.
What happened
Yeah.
to that guy?
Chris
Didn't
Licht?
they?
You're talking about Chris Licht. He was a television. It was a showrunner that they elevated to that position. Is what they did with him, if I remember.
He got
correctly.
Jeff Moreld culture.
Okay. And who was it who did that? Because I thought the head of Warner's put him in.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
David Zaslav put him in that position to reform the brand, and then everyone at CNN revolted against him.
Oh, is that what happened?
So imagine,
and you have to remember, when we say everyone at CNN revolted, CNN is pretty revolted to begin with. I mean, or revolting. But that's.
And I'll tell you something. It only got worse after that.
Yeah, of course.
And CBS's
right.
embarrassment. If anyone saw the Ta-Nehisi Coates interview, I think it was on Sunday morning. What an unbelievable embarrassment! And then to have the guy who did the interview get raked on the coals for actually doing journalism. CBS might even be worse than CNN.
Oh yeah.
Well, and Ta-Nehisi Coates is unaccustomed to people actually pushing back on his ideas. He fancies himself a modern Maya Angelou, like he's a luminary who walks into the room, and everyone should pretend like he's just this humble man, but he's actually the most important man.
Oh no, his book on BLM was just wretched. And anyway, I don't want to get into that. But I'm just shocked.
You're one of the three that read it.
Yeah, I mean, the book or him?
No, the book. I'm just shocked at just how far CBS has. I mean, CBS has been like this for a while. We know just through watching Colbert, through the Colbert lens, we knew what CBS's politics were, right?
But this is what has allowed, like the platform of X to explode, is because competency had to come from somewhere. Because once competency is allowed to exist, it will dominate all of these incompetent people, and audiences can sniff that out. Well,
I mean, the point of X is that
YouTube
X
joined up with them and said, okay.
I was just going to say that X gave a platform for everybody. You could be on both sides on X. Yep. The trouble is with I hate using the term mainstream media because I'm sounding like Trump, and I don't want to sound like Trump. But the thing is, their
legacy. Can you call them legacy, Paul? Is that more
legacy?
Comfortable?
It's terrible to watch.
It's that legacy that makes it doubly ironic, because when people look back to what they think was a fonder age when the networks weren't so political, who's the number one person they always cite? Walter Cronkite, who was a far leftist in real life. He really was. But what they're saying, and that's CBS's legacy, okay? So,
and it is time to put a bow on it for this one, folks. Is a gift to everybody who wants to know exactly what's going on in the entertainment industry. And we are so joyful that you were there to receive it. We hope that you had a great time. An attitude of gratitude on this channel every single time you decide to spend time with us. As we get ready to say goodbye, we only ask a few simple things. Click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. And folks, as you get ready to head out that door, do you have a place on social media that you love to share this sort of thing? Hey, you can make this YouTube video sing by putting it out there for your friends, your family, and for those weirdos who just won't leave you alone. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.